Previously on Our Wyoming Life.
Alrighty, this right here is number 97. She's one of our oldest cows on the ranch, and unfortunately, sometime during the night, she passed away. We are going to compost her. It's going to take about a year for that process to complete, so we're going to get it started today. And actually, the process really isn't that complicated. To get us started, we're actually going to lay out our very first layer, which is going to be just straw. Grab her and bring her over, lay her down. This is where she will sit for about 6 months or so, decomposing, composting, and then we'll come and turn the entire pile. So make sure you subscribe, follow along, because in November, we'll be coming back to take a look at that. Hi, I'm Mike, and welcome back to Our Wyoming Life. Today is my birthday, which means I'm going to be a little lazy today. We're going to kind of hang out in the gator where it's nice and warm. We're going to hang out in the tractor where it's nice and warm. We're going to hang out in the shop where it's nice and warm. But we get started today, here on my birthday of all days, over here at the compost pile, which is right outside my window. And I guess it's easier to see if I do get out of the gator. But this is our compost pile. We've got actually two of them going, or three or four or something happening right up here. There's that's a pretty new compost pile back there in the back. Here's one and another one right behind it. You can see with these compost piles that the snow is actually melting off of them, and that's because they're hot. Over time, as they sit here, they actually generate heat. That's caused by the carbon and the nitrogen that's inside a compost pile, and makes it warm up. In fact, it'll be 140 degrees or so inside these piles. I don't know where the compost thermometer, which is a thermometer with a great big old long probe on it that sticks way down in there, I don't know where it's at, or else I would check it out for myself. But trust me, it's a little bit warmer than it is outside. So why do we make compost on the ranch? The main reason is right over here, High Tunnels and Gardens. They use a majority of the compost that we produce here on the ranch. Also, we do put compost and manure directly onto hay fields, and we spread it out usually in the spring or in the fall. And this fall I actually missed the window to do it, so we'll probably be doing it in the spring. And one thing that we have done this year that we never did before was we actually composted an entire cow, which you saw back in the beginning of this video. Today we're going to swing over and take a look at that cow, and but first, a little bit more about compost. We are able to use certain animals' waste in our compost. Cow is a good one. We can use the goats, although there's not a whole lot there. We can use chickens, which is really high in nitrogen. One thing we do stay away from, and that is pig manure. We really don't want to include that in any compost that we do. And the main reason, especially if it's in the gardens, we can actually spread pig manure out on the field. But in the gardens, we don't want to do anything that has to do with pigs, and that is because pigs are very close to humans when it comes to the pathology, the diseases and that kind of stuff that they can carry. And even back in the olden days, and I don't know how long ago the olden days were, probably longer than I am old, but they used to make something called night soil, and night soil was actually compost that was made from human waste, which was okay if you're just giving food to your family. They have all the bad stuff that's already floating around, right? So they're already in your family, but you don't want to share anything that's made with night soil, and very, very rarely do you see people using it anymore. So that's why we don't put pig manure on our gardens. That's why we don't let the pigs in the gardens, because they're going to poop in the gardens. And any kind of crop or anything that's going to come in contact with the soil has the possibility to pick up pathogens from the poop, from the manure, and even from the compost. Now, compost gets hot enough to burn a lot of that off, but just play it safe. Don't use pig crap. As I mentioned before, today is my birthday, and right now we're going to head back to the shop where Erin tells me there's a couple birthday gifts that are in the shop waiting for me. So I want to bring you guys along as we get those open. A little bit of snow has fallen over the ranch over the last couple days, and we've got a nice little snowdrift here that we're going to have to bust out of. So this is always fun to do. Here we go. Well, that was a little anticlimactic. Oh well. You can't win them all, right? So, since it is my birthday, and like I said, I'm being a little lazy, probably not a whole lot of editing going to happen on this video either, just to warn you guys. I figure I kind of maybe earned a day off. So, at least from that side of things. Animals still need fed, everything still needs water, all that kind of good stuff still has to happen, but I'm parked in the wrong spot, because if I want to be able to get this tractor out, I can't park the gator here. See, we're in the way. So let's move out of the way of the tractor so that the next part of our video, well, I should say the next part after this part, because we're heading into the shop where we're going to take a look at a few things that showed up in the mail. A couple, maybe a little early birthday gifts. It's still early in the day, so I'll count that. Hey, buddy. You look annoyed. That cat looks annoyed. And now he's mad I made him move. Okay, into the shop we go. All right, nobody's in here. I half expected somebody to be in here working. Somebody has been recently, because there's water and stuff all over the floor. This is Lincoln's box fort, by the way, if you've seen it in the background here lately. But let's head over here, take a look, and see what we've got. Hey. Somebody already opened my present. Well, it was a box from FBN. In here is a drenching gun, because we ordered ivermectin. FBN's buy one get one sale still going on ivermectin, and I don't know what else was in there. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Either way, got a box from FBN and a drenching gun for ivermectin. Maybe that's all that came in it. I have no idea. Also, that was a little unexpected. In the old birthday box, we got a few new license plates. And I haven't talked about the license plate wall for quite a while. You can actually see it right back there behind me, taking up the whole wall of the shop, or at least I hope to at some point. We've had the license plate wall going on since about 2018, I think, is when we started it. And now we have all 50 states. We've got license plates from all over the world, and we've got some new ones that just came in. Now, these ones were sent anonymously, and if they are yours, thank you very much for sending them. This one is a 1945 Virginia plate. These are always really cool, because they made these things back then to last, and really, which is funny because they were only good for 1 year, but solid, very solid. Also got a California plate, and a whole bag of plates here from Kim, who's actually a Patreon supporter. Thank you very much, Kim. Kim is from Bonner Springs, Kansas. And of course, then we get some Kansas plates. Oh, Indiana plate, check that out. This is a pretty hefty plate too. When is this from? 93. Another Indiana and a Missouri. Apparently she went through the long-term parking at the airport there. Got me some plates. Missouri. Another Missouri, because there's two Missouris there. And another Kansas. So, let me show you where they're gonna go. Thank you very much, guys, for the plates. I really do appreciate it. It's something that really, I mean, it started with a subscriber. In fact, I can tell you, this plate right here, the very first plate that we put up, and it was given to me by Ivan and Uliana. And they said, hey, would you throw a plate on your wall? And I said, sure, what the heck. So that started the whole license plate wall. This whole wall is now full. So we've actually moved over here to what is a garage door, but of course it's segmented, so we're able to put up plates. So I've started putting plates up on this wall. Unfortunately, I'm out of the little screws, little sheet metal screws that I use to hold these in. So they will, we'll have to wait to put up our new plates, but they will go up right here on the door. And I guess, you know, if the kids ever decide to take down the plates, they're gonna end up with a whole bunch of holes and everything else in the wall, but that's okay. All right, so here's how things work on the ranch. I have a meeting in 5 minutes, which means that I have to go in the house and do a little Zoom call, and then I'll be back out and we'll finish the video. We'll come back and we're actually going to go over to our hay yard where we are in the process of composting 3 separate cows. One of them we started clear back in, well, whenever that was, 6 months ago. And it's time to take a look and see what's going on in those compost piles. So make sure you stick around and I'll be right back.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. We're having a good time, making me feel fine. I wish the day would never come to an end. So come on and party. One day you will see that it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. 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 Happy birthday to you.
How you doing?
Let's go.
Okay, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed that short little interlude. I really don't know what I'm gonna put in there yet because who thinks that far ahead? My little Zoom meeting I was supposed to have turned out to be nothing because time zones are hard and some people can't figure those things out, but that's okay. I shouldn't say that, that sounds horrible. Time mix up. There we go. Okay, oh, and I figured out what happened over here with my box from FBN. Erin figured what was in there might actually get too cold, and what was in there she put in her grow room. So let's go see if we can find it. Ah, there it is. This was also in there as well. Multimin 90, which is a vitamin supplement that we give to the cows. We usually do it at branding, weaning, about twice a year. I think we give this to these guys though. So Multimin 90, zinc, magnesium, selenium, copper, all that kind of good stuff. Got that from FBN as well. So I'm just gonna put this up here in my little cubby so I know where it's at. And of course, like I said before, the Cyber November sale still going on at FBN, fbn.com. I think it's till the end of the month or somewhere around there, maybe Black Friday, I'm not sure what day it ends. But the buy one, get one free with the ivermectin, a great deal. Okay, now we're gonna jump in the tractor. We're gonna head over to our hay yard where we've got some composting of some cows going on. I'm gonna grab a shovel to take with us because I also want to take a little sneak peek at some other cows that we have in there as well. We're actually composting 3 different cows right now, and we might be able to take a look and kind of see what's going on with them. Hey, here's a hint that was given to me by a subscriber. I think I mentioned in the last video, I have a habit of plugging in stuff and then driving away and forgetting that it's plugged in. So we actually run the extension cord for the block tank heater for the tractor through the cab. That way you can't drive away with your cord hanging. Okay, let's hit the road, Jack. I do want to thank everybody really quick for all the happy birthdays and all that kind of good stuff. I do read a lot of the comments. A lot of times I don't get to answer as many as I probably like to, just because we've got other stuff going on. And usually I'm reading comments as I'm on the move. But thank you very much. And of course, those of you on Facebook and Instagram with the happy birthday wishes, thank you very much as well. You know, I think birthdays are weird because just yesterday I was a year younger. Today I'm a year older, and I don't really feel it. They sneak up on you. It takes them a whole year to get here. It's ridiculous. I'm actually kind of excited to get a look at these compost piles. I had to burp there. Still haven't had lunch either. All right. I'm really excited to go take a look at these compost piles. I've resisted the urge to even go anywhere near them because I know I'd want to poke in there and see what's going on. I did kind of get a brief glance at the one that we're going to take a look at today, and I did see a part of a hip bone that was sticking out. So I mean that's a good thing. We did have a little bit of predation, and I think we'll be able to see that in at least one of the compost piles. And it was probably a coyote or something like that came in and was digging around. But other than that, they pretty much remained undisturbed. So we've got, like I said, 3 cows over here that we're currently composting, and we are going to take a look at the oldest of the 3, which has been in the compost pile for about well, actually right at 6 months, because I set an alarm in my phone to go and check on it in 6 months, which happened to be on my birthday. So we're going to take a look at that one. And when we start talking about compost, and we've already talked about it a little bit, and I mentioned carbon and nitrogen. And so when you're talking the materials that we're putting in there, we've got, let's see, the carbon is like dry stuff. So straw, that kind of thing that you're able to put in there. Shavings, wood shavings, whatever else. Anything that's wet is the nitrogen side of things, and wet would be manure or a cow or grass clippings or whatever it may be. So dry and wet, that's what it takes to make compost. So it's not very complicated. There's tons of videos out there that you can watch, and they'll tell you all about compost. In fact, actually, to tell you the truth, Erin is the one that my wife that has, you know, all the knowledge to deal with this, and it was really because of her that we decided to compost a cow in the first place. Now, that being said, these compost piles will not be going on the garden. She's already made that decision. They will actually be going right back into the hay fields, which we produce all of this hay in. Kind of a ashes to ashes, dust to dust kind of thing. Okay, we are here at our compost piles. And we're going to jump out and take a look. All right. So this is our oldest compost pile, and this is the one I told you about that I could see a little bit of predation happening here. This was actually just dug out, but that is a bone. I mean, there's nothing but bone there. That might be, oh, there's some hair, hide, that you can see right there as well. So this is the one that we're going to actually get into and flip today. We have 2 other ones. This is one compost pile here, and our newest compost pile right over there. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on in these older ones, so we can kind of see what's happening on the way down. So we'll start out with our newest one, and maybe we can get a little peek at what's happening in there. or not. We might not be able to get into this one without, okay, change of plans here. This is, there's a lot of material here. And I really don't want to disturb it too much. So that one is a steer that actually passed away about a month ago. So we know he's not very decomposed. Over here, this one is not quite as old as our original one over there, but still within that probably 4 to 5 month range. Let's see what we got here. That is a skull. Look at that. Wow. That's pretty crazy. So even after 4.5 months, which I think this one has been in here for, pretty much just down to the bone. There's the lower portion of the jaw. As you can see right there. There we go. Okay, so now time for the moment of truth here, and we're going to take a look at our 6-month-old composting cow and see how she's doing. So the purpose of this is there actually is a purpose behind this, and what we're doing is we're turning this compost pile for the first time since we built it. All right, I have to say, I expected a lot more bones, but really, okay, we've got another skull right here. There's another jawbone. But when I picked this up, I didn't see a whole lot of bones in here. There's a portion of a leg, a little bit of hide on it. I imagine a pelvis here. Yep, there's a pelvis. But that's the interesting thing, like there's not a whole lot here to give us evidence that there was a cow. A little bone. Not a lot, to tell you the truth. So, general consensus is that it takes upwards of about a year to completely compost a cow. I would say at this point, 6 months in, this cow is 80% gone. Really, all that's left is some of the really bigger bones, pelvis, leg bones. What is this? Small portion of rib and backbone there. So, nothing left to it. In fact, I know this is kind of gross, but there's this waxy material. When I picked up that rib there, this waxy material is that bone decomposing. It basically turns to almost, it feels like soap is what it feels like. So I'm going to give this thing one more really quick turn, and then we're going to let her go for another 6 months. I got a piece of vertebrae stuck on my tooth of the tractor. There it is right there. All right, that's it. We are done. Until I come back and flip the other ones. That actually is pretty incredible. For me, it's the ultimate. I mean, it's your birthday, right? It's my birthday. But it's a reminder that we're all mortal. And first of all, that's why we celebrate birthdays, right? We're celebrating life. But at the same time, I hope that when I'm gone, I'm able to give back to the ranch as well. So for this cow and her waxy bones, it's an amazing thing, at least I think it is, for her to be able to do and be a part of here on the ranch. Now, when I started thinking about this video and I started thinking about titles for videos, and I was going to call it Happy Birthday to Me, the compost is not stinky, which kind of rhymes, but it is. It smells. It still smells. It still has a good, solid odor to it. In fact, when I go back in the house, I might get a comment or two because I imagine it's probably stuck to my clothes. But not a bad way to spend my birthday. I do appreciate you guys, of course, being a part of my life for another year. Hopefully we've got a lot more years to go. You know, I don't think I've come close to accomplishing everything that I want to accomplish in my life, and honestly, I really hope that I'm able to bring you guys along for the ride. So thank you very much for hanging out with me. 6 months in the making. We finally got to see what's going on in the compost pile, which honestly, not a lot left. Big bones, that's about it. So for me, I'm gonna go eat a big slice of birthday cake, hopefully, and see what else I've got in the old birthday pile. Thank you for hanging out with me, guys. Really do appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe, follow along as we explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. And thank you very much for giving me the birthday present of being able to make a video that was fun and didn't take a lot of work. So thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next time right here on Our Wyoming Life. What is that smell? Is that me? Ugh. Somebody needs to do their shirt laundry. Dang.